Good morning. How are you lovely people doing this morning? I'm on my way to work, and I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about sensitivity. I don't know about you, but I feel like the world is becoming more and more sensitive. Our children, our youth is just so sensitive, and so are we. Like, everything that we say and do, people get offended now. It's like you have to be so careful of everything that you say and do because someone's gonna get their feelings hurt. It's kind of sad. Growing up, you did not get a participation award every time you did something. There were winners and then there was losers. Yeah, you might cry, you might be sad, but losing was a part of life. Life taught us as adults that we're not going to get everything that we want. But if we do not succeed, we just try harder the next time. We don't kick and scream and say I want a participation award, or say, well, at least I tried. No, sometimes trying is not good enough. When you're a doctor and you're doing surgery, you can't just try. You gotta do. You can't just try to save your patient. You have to save your patient. Don't see that going over well with the patient's family. Afterwards, you're telling them, well, I tried. I participated. Doesn't that count for something? No, goddammit, it doesn't count for anything. My family member's dead. So, I really think that these new age parents that feel like if little Timmy or little Sue, participate in something and they just fall short of what the goal is, that they should still get a medal or a certificate. I think that has to stop. I think that's giving them a false sense of what real life is, and that's not good. You're raising a bunch of pansies and softies. Like, I have more descriptive words, but I don't want to be graphic, but you guys get the picture. My sons are very active in sports, and my son had a tough year this year with wrestling. He wrestled up his weight. He's only 170 pounds, and he wrestled most of the year at 180, 195. And did he win a lot? No. He lost a lot. But my son lost gracefully. And the thing about knowing if you're a true winner and loser is the fact when you get off the field or you get off the mat, you can't tell either one. You can't tell if they won or lost. That's how good of a winner and loser my son is. He's good. And that's because I instilled that in him when he was younger, that you're not going to win them all and you won't lose them all. So he didn't cry, he didn't punch lockers, he didn't run and hide. He sucked it up and he was like, you know what, Mom, I'm going to try harder. I'm going to practice a literal bit longer. That's why I know he'll be successful in life. You gotta stop allowing these children to bitch and moan their way out of responsibility and taking accountability. Sometimes they're going to lose, and that is okay. You have to teach them that losing is not always a loss. Because every time you lose, you actually win because you learn something from that experience. And you take what you learn from that experience and you apply it to the next situation and you just try harder. Or you do something different. Try a different technique. Whatever the case may be. But you can't win them all, and if you lose them, you cannot be a punk about it. Stop it. It's just ridiculous. The school shootings and all that kind of stuff, it comes down to a lot of the fact that children are getting bullied, and because as parents we are not teaching our children coping mechanisms for those kind of things, for when children are bullied or teased, they're not able to handle it either. They're not understanding that bullying is a part of life. Bullying gets them also prepared for the real world. It's not something that is horrific. Now, of course, you can go too far, and there's things that are not considered just bullying anymore if you're being physically touched or if you're being tormented on a daily basis. But if little Timmy's just made fun of because of his haircut or because his pants are flooding or, things of that nature, that's normal. Like, I can't sit there and pretend like it's not part of life. After watching the Chris Rock special, who was hilarious, he made a great point on there. He's like, bullying is necessary. He's like, teachers teach you 50% of life, and he's like, and the other 50 needs to come from bullies. He's like, because who cares if Timmy becomes a successful CEO of a company if the next time his boss tells him that he did a project wrong, he starts to cry and say, oh, he doesn't like me. He's like, no, sometimes you got to get tough and have tough skin. So, not that I want children to be tormented, but a little bit of bullying is actually healthy. It gets you prepared for the real world. Because when you're an adult, there's adult bullies. It's just done differently. They're not going to tease you. But think about your work environment. Everybody has somebody at work or has somebody there that you feel like kind of intimidates you or bullies you or pushes you around. Whether there's a person in power or if it's a person who just has like a really bad attitude. But you're not going to quit your job. You can't just keep quitting jobs because of it. No, you got to learn to like deal with it, stand up to the person, and rectify the situation. So if we're teaching our children that if Timmy bullies you, you cry or you run and tell everybody, sometimes you're gonna teach them the wrong thing. Like I said, every circumstances is different. Some things need to be handled one way, other things another. And as a parent, it's up to us to know which ones need to be handled with what type of respect. But unfortunately, a lot of these children are getting ignored and they're not being taught anyway. They're not being taught how to deal with it, nor are they being taught how to cope. They're not being taught what's okay, what's not okay. They're just being forgotten. And that's why we're having all these crazy incidents happening at our children's schools because of those children who are being forgotten. It is not the teacher's responsibility to teach our children how to deal with things like this. It is the parents. We do not send our children to school like it's an all-day daycare. It's not that. Our teachers are here to teach our child how to do their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. History, science, and gym. They're not there to teach them how to have respect for themselves, how to have pride in themselves, how to have dignity. That is our parenting job. That's our job. Okay? So for these parents that think, why send my kids to school? They should learn da-da-da-da-da. That's not right. Teachers did not give birth to hundreds and thousands of children. Okay? So why would you think that that's their responsibility? It's not. It's yours. So the next time you button up Timmy's jacket and send him off to school, give him a couple good affirmations to say to themselves. Say, I am smart. Say, you are beautiful. You are worth it. You are important. Give them something to say or do to let them know that they are important little people. It's not a bad thing for them to have that confidence. But don't send them off just not knowing anything, just not feeling any way. Let them know that even if at school they might have a bully or two or some hard times, when they get home, they are loved and they have a whole bunch of people around them that care about them. And if you happen to be a teacher and you do see the child that may be getting left behind in the sense of they're not getting that, if you are a good teacher, and I know many of them, then I know you'll step up and you'll try to be that person. It's not your job, but the good ones, I know, take it on as it's their responsibility. And for you, I commend you, because it's a big job to take on, and I appreciate it. So that's my little rant for today. I just want everybody to realize that life is just a bunch of bumps and bruises and getting yourself back up and brushing it off and keep on trucking. You cannot let the world knock you down, because there's always somebody out there waiting for you to fail. So don't give them that satisfaction. Be your own success. All right, guys, have a lovely day.